সবাইকে আমন্ত্রণ জানাই আমাদের অনিয়মিত সরাসরি ফেসবুক লাইভ শো করোনাকালের আলাপ সাথে শুরুটা করতে চাই একটু দুঃসংবাদ দিয়ে। দুঃসংবাদটা সবাই নিশ্চয়ই জেনে গেছেন যে আজকে সারা দেশে সর্বসংখ্যক মৃতের সংখ্যা গণনা করা হয়েছে, করোনা আক্রান্ত মৃতের সংখ্যা, এবং আজকে করোনা আক্রান্ত রোগীর সংখ্যাও সবচাইতে বেশি ছিল আজকের হিসেবে, এ পর্যন্ত বাংলাদেশের হিসেবে। তো তারপরেও আমাদের কথা ছিল আমরা আসবো করোনাকালের আলাপ সাথ নিয়ে, আমরা এসেছি এবং আমরা আপনারা নিশ্চয়ই জানেন যে আমাদের সাথে তিনজন খুবই বিশেষ অতিথি আমাদের সাথে রয়েছেন। আমি পরিচয় করিয়ে দিতে চাই প্রথমেই। আপনারা জানেন যে আমাদের এই শোতে আমি একা থাকি না, আমাদের সাথে আরো একজন থাকে, সুমন কুমার, লেখক ও উন্নয়ন কর্মী। সুমন কুমার আমাদের সাথে যথারীতি আছে। সুমন দা,
হ্যালো দর্শক, কেমন আছেন আপনারা? আশা করি ভালো আছেন, নিরাপদে আছেন। এবং আমাদের এলাকায়, যে এলাকার জন্য আমরা কাজ করে যাচ্ছি করোনা স্কোয়াড 1 নিয়ে, সেটা তার কার্যক্রম খুব ভালোভাবে চলছে। আমি এখান থেকেই খবর পাই। সবাইকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ করোনা স্কোয়াডের মাধ্যমে মানুষের পাশে দাঁড়ানোর জন্য। হিরো,
হ্যাঁ সুমন দা, আজকে কিন্তু আমাদের তিনজন অতিথি আছে। একজন মানে বাংলাদেশের কি বলবো, আমি যার প্রচন্ড ভক্ত, আমি এর মধ্যেই যার অনুমতি সাপেক্ষে আমার একটি শর্ট ফিল্মে যার গান ব্যবহার করেছি এবং আমার ডিরেকশনের একটি নাটকে যার গান ব্যবহার করেছি, এমন একজন মানুষ, খুবই ভালো একজন শিল্পী, সেটা বলার অপেক্ষা রাখেন, কিন্তু ভালো মনের একজন মানুষ, যিনি আমাদের মতোই এই করোনা কালে মানুষের পাশে আছেন, নানাভাবে মানুষকে হেল্প করার চেষ্টা করছেন। আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি, সারা বাংলাদেশের মানুষ দেখতে পাচ্ছে। আমাদের সাথে রয়েছেন আমাদের অতি প্রিয় আমার রাহুল দা।
হ্যালো এভরিবডি।
দাদা কি খবর, কেমন আছো?
হ্যাঁ দাদা, খুব ভালো আছি, খুব ভালো আছি বলাটা আসলে এই সময় তো আসলে ভুল কথা বলা। ইট ইজ নট দ্য টাইম টু টেল ইউ পিপল দ্যাট উই আর ফাইন,
এক্স্যাক্টলি,
বিকজ একটু আগে তুমি যেমন করে বলছিলে যে প্রচুর মৃতের সংখ্যা, এই সংখ্যাটা আসলে দিনকে দিন বাড়ছেই, মানে কমছে না সংখ্যাটা। এখানে আমরা জানি যে এটা এত সহসাই কমার কথা না, কিন্তু তারপরও কোথায় জানি আশা, কোথায় জানি স্বপ্ন যে আগামীকাল হয়তো ঘুম থেকে উঠে শুনবো যে আর মৃতের সংখ্যা একজনও নেই, আক্রান্তের সংখ্যা মাত্র 5 জন, আর তাদের মধ্যে 4 জনই অলরেডি সুস্থ হয়ে বাড়ি চলে গেছে। তো সেই স্বপ্নটা আমরা দেখি বলেই হয়তোবা আমরা বাঁচার চেষ্টা করি, এবং সেই স্বপ্নই হয়তোবা আমাকে, তোমাকে, সবাইকে মানে একসাথে বাঁচার স্বপ্ন দেখায়।
একদম একদম একসাথে বাঁচার যে কথাটা বললে রাহুলদা, সেই জায়গা থেকে আমরা আজকে একটু দেশের বাইরের দুজন মানুষকেও যুক্ত করব। আমাদের দর্শকরা ইতিমধ্যেই বোধহয় জেনে গেছে। আমরা আসলে জানতে চাই যে পৃথিবীর কোথায় কে কি অবস্থায় আছে। আমাদের সাথে আজকে আরো একজন আছে। দর্শক, আমি আপনাদেরকে বলতে চাই যে জার্মানি থেকে একজন উন্নয়ন কর্মী আছে। উই হ্যাভ অ্যানাদার গেস্ট উইথ আস, Christiana Bonhaus from Germany. Hello, Christiana. I just want to introduce our another guest, Mr. Jonathan Hollander from New York City, dancer and artistic director and president of Battery Dance from New York City. Mr. Jonathan Hollander is with us. Jonathan, how are you?
Thank you for including me. I've been listening to the conversation. Greetings to Rahul and Christiana and Sumon and Herock. It's as Christiana said, as outsiders coming from well-wishers to Bangladesh, it's a privilege to be with you and to be with the Bangladesh audience. Just jumping off from what Christiana just said, I couldn't agree more, 100%. I'm here in New York City, in Manhattan, where there are protests going on daily, evening, anytime. And it's actually gives me an amazing feeling about the fact that people will not stand for inequality and police brutality. And as an artist, this is something very close to my heart. Battery dance has worked in 70 countries around the world. And we've been to Bangladesh as well, to Dhaka Shilpakala Academy. I think that Christiana mentioned that earlier. And also right here in New York City, the Bangladesh community is very strong. I have artist friends, Tokan and Firoz Mahmood. In fact, Rahul, Firoz said, please give you his regards. He said you're close friends.
Yes,
So, the world is a smaller place now, thanks to this technology that has brought me to you today. Do you want me to pause for translation, or shall I go on?
No, go on. We can understand.
Okay. So, Christiana said so many important things that I echo as well, my view here in New York. For one thing, I run a dance company, and I just wanted to share with you that on March 13th, we had to close our studios. We were supposed to leave for Africa. Of course, that was canceled. And like people around the world in the arts, where the intimate experience of bodies together can all of a sudden not happen, we are forced to think and to go inside our core as artists and try to examine who we are, what are we contributing to the world, how is nature reminding us that we have no power when a situation like this happens, although human behavior does impact us all. So in the sense that if we can keep the social distancing, if we can adhere to hand washing and to wearing masks, for example, this is not natural for dancers of all people, but we have to understand that this is a different time. And in fact, we are also confronting a situation where this could go on for many more months. You may know, if you've been following the news, that New York City started phase 1 of re-entering society on Monday, yesterday. But battery dance and the performing arts, theater, music, where gatherings are important, that's phase 4. So we don't know when that actually happens. It could be the end of July. It could be the beginning of August. So we're very much aware that we have to be incredibly careful, because if we start too soon to come back together, we could be spreading COVID-19. Just
Okay,
yet.
so in this situation, how are you spending your time at home or another place?
I'm here. This is my home, and I have been here since March 13th. I go to the roof to get some air and light, and once a week I go to the grocery store, which is 1 block away, to get food. But I'm cooking all of my own food and existing in a very different kind of way, because I'm a very social person. I'm traveling. I have friends all over the world. And now the only friendship experience we can have is like this, remote. So
we want to know about your experience of traveling and beginning of dance practices. So দর্শক আমরা একটু বলে রাখি যে আমরা যেভাবে সারা বিশ্বব্যাপী সবাই, বাংলাদেশেও যেটা বলা হচ্ছে যে ঘরে থাকুন বাইরে যাওয়া যাবে না, আমরা জনতন থেকে শুনতে পেলাম যে 13 মার্চ থেকে এখন পর্যন্ত সে বিশেষ প্রয়োজন ছাড়া বাড়িতেই আছেন এবং সেভাবেই মোটামুটি জীবনযাপন করছে, যেমনটা পৃথিবীব্যাপী মানুষ করে থাকে আর কি, করছে এই মুহূর্তেই করোনা ক্রান্তিতে। So what about your organization, Battery Dance?
Yes, Battery Dance on the 27th of March, in response to the fact that we could not have any live programming, my team, which is made up of much younger people who understand technology and who are ready to take on any challenge, created something called Battery Dance TV. Every day we have 5 programs, beginning in the morning with like a stretch and a wake up kind of physicality to share with the public, and ending with a ballroom class so that older people can do ballroom. Maybe husband and wife that are shut into their apartments can learn how to do the tango, for example. and in between everything else. And then a couple of weeks ago, we started another program on our TV called Mindful Movement Sessions for Healthcare Workers, because we were aware that healthcare workers are under so much pressure dealing with death and dealing with so much COVID cases that they never have a moment to pause and regain their own strength. So we have these short 15-minute sessions, and we've had people joining from different countries, India, Sri Lanka, as well as here in the United States, where they can just take a pause and we can give something back to the community that is supporting us, the healthcare workers. But so Battery Dance TV has reached over 100,000 people in 126 countries, Bangladesh included. It's open source, it's free. We have no intention to charge for this. And all of my dancers and staff, everybody's focused on these programs.
ওকে দর্শক, আমার ধারণা অনেকে বুঝতে পেরেছেন যে উনি কি বলেছেন। ওনাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করা হয়েছিল যে ব্যাটারি ডান্স নামের ওনার একটা সংগঠন আছে, ওটা সম্পর্কে বলার। তো ওটা তো আসলে এখন যেভাবে শোটা হয় ওইভাবে হচ্ছে না, অনলাইন মাধ্যমে আমাদের শিল্পীরা যেরকম গান করছেন, শিল্পীরা আমরা দেখছি যে আমাদের মেয়েরা যারা নাকি পেশাদার ডান্সার বা ডান্সার না, তারাও নাচ রেকর্ড করে সেটা ইউটিউবে ছেড়ে দিচ্ছে বা ফেসবুকে ছেড়ে দিচ্ছে। ঠিক ওরকম একটা ব্যাটারি ডান্সের একটা অনলাইন মাধ্যম আছে, সেখানে একটা বিনামূল্যেই উপভোগ করা যায়, এবং সেটা ওনারা স্বাস্থ্যসেবীদের জন্য, স্বাস্থ্যসেবীদেরকে বিনোদিত করার জন্য এরকম একটা প্রকল্প হাতে নিয়েছেন। So it was a nice experience that we hear from you. Christiana, we have another question. We have another topic for you, that you work with children in Bangladesh. From here, we get the idea that family customs or structure are weak in Europe. What is the truth?
Well, it depends. Of course, the family structures are different between the families and also between the countries. But I would not call them weak in total in Europe. It's, for example, I am lucky to have a family where we are all kind of close with each other. My grandma is 90 years old, and my mother is taking care of her because she's her mother, and I have 2 little kids by myself, and yeah, it's my main job at the moment to take care of them and of my husband. And in times with epidemics, and I think family is super important if you have it, if you're lucky enough to have family, and not everyone has that luck. But for example, my sister, she wanted to go to Canada this year. She quit her job, she quit her apartment, everything. But now it's not possible anymore because of the virus. And now she's without a job, without an apartment. And my parents said, okay, come back to our home. You can stay with us. And I would say the big difference between maybe Bangladesh and Germany is the social security system. If you lose your job here, or if you're not able to work as an artist or musician or dancer or whatever, you have the possibility to get money from the social insurances. But I guess this is not the case in Bangladesh, right? So that means in countries like Germany, it's possible to survive without your family. But in Bangladesh, it might be really, really difficult. And what means that everyone is more dependent to have a good connection to the family. And it's my opinion.
Very good points. Very good points, Christiana. I would add that New York, similar situation. I mean, from family to family in the United States, you have different traditions. You have different experiences. In New York City, a lot of people are freelancers living by themselves or living in groups of young people. And in that case, that becomes your family. Whoever you're living with becomes your family because there's no choice. And so cooking for each other and having the kind of camaraderie or spirit of togetherness, this creates a new kind of family and a new kind of connection. You know, we artists in the United States do get help from our government in many ways, but I would say that Germany, in the world, Germany has shown the most generosity to freelancers and artists very soon after things shut down. the German government put a huge amount of money into support for artists. We also experienced support in many ways, but it's diverse because we have a different model from Germany. It's less about state support and more about individual contributions, like people taking money out of their pockets, like $5, $10, or $5,000 if they can. So we have this private, public kind of support model, and it does help a lot.
থ্যাংক ইউ দর্শক ক্রিশ্চিয়ানের কাছে জিজ্ঞাসা করেছিলাম যে আমরা মনে করি যে ইউরোপে বা আমেরিকায় পরিবারটা খুবই দুর্বল, মানে আমাদের মতো না, আসলে আমাদের মতো না সেটা ঠিক আছে। ওনারা যেটা বললেন যে ওই ওখানকার ট্র্যাডিশন বা ঐতিহ্য আর আমাদের ঐতিহ্য তো এক না, আমরা যেটাকে স্ট্রং ফ্যামিলি মনে করি ওনাদের দেশের ঠিক সংজ্ঞাটা ওইভাবে নির্ধারণ করা হয়নি। ওনারা যেভাবে আছেন এটাই একটা স্ট্রং ফ্যামিলি এবং ওনারা নিজেদের ফ্যামিলিতে সুখী আছেন। জনাথনও সে বিষয়ে একমত প্রকাশ করেছেন এবং বলেছেন যে জার্মান সরকার শিল্পীদের জন্য অনেক ভাবে, যেটা সরকারও তো আসলে আমরা তো সরকারের সাথে একটা ফ্যামিলিতে বসবাস করি। সো দেয়ার ইজ অ্যানাদার ইস্যু দ্যাট হাউ ইম্পর্টেন্ট ইজ ফ্যামিলি in the life of autistic children. This is an important issue in the world now. Christiana.
Pardon, can you come again?
Okay. How important is family in the life of autistic children?
I think for all children, family is important, not only for autistic children. It's I think it's the ground where everything grows, and I think it's very, very important.
I agree that family ties, mother, father, siblings, grandparents, this kind of social structure around every child is critical. But for autistic children, even more so, because they tend to retreat sometimes from crowds or big groups of people. So the intimate contact with loved ones where they can be trusting and safe, feel secure, those bonds are critically important for autistic children, as they are for all children.
দর্শক ক্রিস্টিয়ানা এবং দর্শক ক্রিস্টিয়ানাকে জিজ্ঞাসা করেছিলাম যে অটিস্টিক বাচ্চাদের জন্য পরিবারটা কতটা জরুরি। উনি বলেছেন যে শুধু অটিস্টিক না, সব বাচ্চার জন্যই পরিবার থাকাটা জরুরি। একই রকম বলেছেন জনাথন যে পরিবারে বাবা মা ভাই বোন নিয়ে যেই ব্যবস্থা গড়ে উঠেছে সেখানেই আসলে মানুষ তার প্রকৃত শিক্ষাটা গ্রহণ করতে পারে বা লাভ করতে পারে। হিরো, আমরা একটু দাদার কাছেও যেতে চাই, তুমি যাও।
এই ব্যাপারে আমি একটু যেতে চাই দাদার কাছে, যে আমরা খুব রিসেন্ট দেখতে পেলাম যে আমি একটি বাবার ছবি আঁকি, তোতা একটি বাবার ছবি এঁকেছে। তো একটি বাবা রাহুল আনন্দ,
একটা কোশ্চেন হিরো একটা ইস্যু ভাই আমাকে একটু সুযোগ দেন। আচ্ছা, তোতা তো একটা বাবার ছবি আঁকে, আমরা জানি রাহুল দা নিজেও একজন শিল্পী, তিনি কি একটা ছেলের ছবি আঁকে, বাচ্চার ছবি আঁকে?
Jonathan and Christiana, I have a boy, he's 9 years old, and he loves puppet a lot, all the time. I'm sure now at this moment he is working with his puppet or a new story or anything like that.
Oh, that's good.
But he loves to draw, and whenever he get time, he has done almost maybe more than 100 portraits of myself.
Wow.
And last 2 days ago, maybe he has done another portrait of mine, and he had done the I have drawn a portrait of my father.
Of my father, not of my father.
My father's yeah.
Portrait father.
So
our father. I painted our father.
So the thing is, these lines actually came from one of my very popular song. So now, just right at this moment, we are talking about family tie and bonding, everything. So I agree with everybody of you that family is very much important. Because of my family, I am here. Because of my family, I can meet people in my my way, and the thinking of family for me, because of my family tradition. In my family, after the quarantine time, what I missed most, actually, my family. I am in my family with my wife and my young boy, but I am still missing my family, because this is not actually my family. My family is bigger than that. My family is my theater friends, my musicians friends. Um, I couldn't remember that when, actually, before this quarantine time, when I last sit for my dinner or for my lunch alone. In my family, we never took food alone.
Mm.
Always friends are there, and they are actually our family member. And family means it's very little narrow thinking. Like there's a husband, wife, children, grandfather, grandmother. My theater company is my family. My musical troupe is my family, and actually, family um, for me, family is where I am living. The atmosphere, the trees, the birds, the sky I can see. So I'm actually missing my family, because I cannot go outside. I cannot, like Jonathan. I am a person who is traveling a lot in my country or in abroad with my performances. And nowadays I'm stuck in a home, and this is kind of like it's a it's a punishment for me, because I cannot meet people, because I love people. I love
I
to
think you,
hug people.
I think you and I are very similar, Rahul. We may
Yes.
not have met in person or be halfway around the world from each other, but we have the same sense. My family is my dance company, my two daughters, my extended family. But this idea that the COVID and social distancing, in a way, you couldn't think of anything more damaging to the fabric of society than this need for social distancing, because
Yeah,
it
yeah, exactly.
that,
Exactly.
that
I have a question to Jonathan. In this topic, I want to ask you. We know you have visited many countries. You have also visited Bangladesh few times. How many countries you have visited? And I want to ask with this, how is difference between Bangladesh and other countries in your eyes?
well, I have had programs in 70 countries, 70 countries around the world.
Oh, that's you.
Bangladesh was I tried to come to Bangladesh 20 years ago, and it didn't work. It took a long time for me to get to Bangladesh with my dance company, but finally we had the chance in January of 2018, and we had a remarkable experience. I met so many, just like Christiana was saying, I met so many people who were so warm and hospitable, and they wanted more, and we wanted more, but
And we wanted more, but only there,
only there for about 4 or 5 days.
only there for about 4 or 5 days.
I think there's some problem with the sound now, but is it okay?
It's okay.
I think it's okay.
Um, what I would say is that there was a big surprise for me, because I forgot
I
how much
forgot how
Rabindranath
much
Tagore means to the
Rabindranath
Bangladeshi
Tagore
people. And I had choreographed a production called Songs of Tagore in 1995 with 9 Rabindra Sangeet. And when people in Bangladesh found out that I loved Tagore and Tagore's poetry and his songs and his spirit and feeling about education, it made an immediate bond between me and the Bangladeshi people. So I hadn't predicted that, but it was something very lovely. I also had the opportunity to collaborate on a Tagore song with Schwab. So a little film was made, 3-minute film was made with Swapnil Shoji singing a Tagore song and my dancers dancing. And this has had almost 100,000 views. So
what was the name of that film?
It was done by RTV
Okay.
and the US Embassy combined. So it's on Facebook, it's on YouTube. I'll share it with you afterwards. It's coming back. So it reinforces this connection between Bangladesh and Battery Dance. Also, I have been doing weekly conversations, and Polok took part in one of my Yes, he took part in one of my conversations about Tagore with Sandeep Chakravorty, the Consul General of India in New York, who served in Bangladesh before that. So it was a coming together of people, and Pallavi Krishna, dancer, Mohiniyattam dancer from Kolkata. So everybody inspired by Tagore from India, from Bangladesh, from New York. This was just a bond that brought us all together.
Okay, you have the experience of traveling in Indian subcontinent, right? Dance is very rich, and as an art here, and as a way of religious practice, in India. Does Indian dance affect your practice in any way, another way?
I think as an artist, our work is informed by everything we see and feel and have the privilege of interacting with. For example, for Indian dance, I have never studied Indian dance in terms of my own practice of dance, but I have collaborated with Indian dancers and brought them into my productions. And similarly, Rajan Sajan Mishra, the musicians, Badal Roy, the tabla player, Shamir Chatterjee and Shangamitra Chatterjee, these musicians have all been very generous with me and given me their music. So it's filtered through my own sensibility. And so, yes, I can't deny the incredible sort of impact on an organic level of South Asian culture.
Okay. দর্শক আপনারা শুনছিলেন তোমার ওখানে বোধহয় একটু প্রবলেম হচ্ছে তোমার হেডফোনে দর্শক যেটা শুনছিলেন
না এখন ঠিক আছে, তুমি কি শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
দর্শক যেটা ডাবল সাউন্ড
Could I bring up something that I didn't have a chance? Could I bring up something that this is a collaboration with an organization called Art Olution, and Shuja Udin, who is from Cox's Bazar, who's working with children in the Rohingya refugee camps. And he's using visual art, painting buses and painting walls with children in the refugee. And I have been very inspired by the work of Art Olution and Shuja Udin and all of the volunteers that have been working in the camps and people in the camps themselves who identify as artists, men and women. So I have the hope of coming back to Bangladesh and bringing dance as a way of giving children some kind of sense of their own bodies and their own creativity through the art form of dance. So this is something that I've been planning for 2 years now, and I hope the time will come, obviously not now. But first of all, hoping and praying that the people of Bangladesh and the refugees and the people in especially poor communities will not become infected with the virus, because that would be a terrible, terrible thing. And at the same time, hoping that the world can return to a free flow of people. Yes, so I just wanted to throw that into the mix, that Art Olution is doing incredible work in Cox's Bazar, and it's individual volunteers, the UNHCR, many different, the US Embassy, people coming together to try to help people, like Christiana was saying earlier. You see people in need, people who didn't have the same luxury of having the kind of social net that we have in the Western countries. and our desire to do whatever we can here at home to combat racism and police brutality and inequality, and around the world to try to spread this human connection.
Okay, that's great. We welcome you in Bangladesh next time. Now I want to go to Rahul Ananda da again. Rahul da, দর্শক গান শুনতে চাচ্ছে. Audience want to hear your song. So এখন তুমি কি করবা বলো?
Okay.
আমি জানি না.
Okay, I have a question to Jonathan and Christiana, both of them. Like we are dreaming now. We are dreaming for a better future. We are dreaming for a beautiful. We will back our earth in a beautiful shape. But after this pandemic, some scratches it will not gonna heal soon. So how do you feel like we are artist people? We always try, or we love to hug each other, to be with us, be united. But the thing is, after this pandemic, how do you think how it would be like? Shall we again hug each other with the trust? Shall we shake our hands with the trust, or it is totally gone forever from our life? What do you think?
Christiana, do you want to go first?
Yes, I think we should, because as I said earlier, we are all human beings and we need to be close to each other. And it's also, like you said, Rahul, you're missing your friends, you're missing to be close to them, to your family, to your bigger family. And I really hope that better times are coming, and I'm quite sure that it will happen. And maybe I'm too optimistic, but it's how I can stay alive and hopeful and be in a good mood for the people around me. And I think it's very important that we can go back and hug each other.
And I would just add that coming from the world of dance, which is all about human connection and the physical connection, that we can't imagine a life without contact.
Great.
Okay.
So now I love to people want to hear a song from me. So like
with this song, Rahul da, we want to say bye to Christiana, because she needs to go now. Right, Christiana?
Yes, I'm sorry. I would love to stay and listen to your song, but I will listen to it afterwards when you share the video. And I really enjoyed speaking with all of you. It was a pleasure to meet you and to get new ideas.
And Christiana, don't forget to send us the link of that TVC. Okay, I will wait for that. Okay, take care. And now I'm going to sing. Bye bye, Christiana.
Bye.
See you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christiana, to join with us. It was a nice moment that we spent. We will see you soon in anywhere, in online or in physically after the COVID situation. Thank you. Thank you for joining with us.
Thank you very much.
Stay well. Stay safe.
Bye.
Now I'm going to sing a song which I wrote to salute to our frontline warriors, like the doctors, nurses, the policemen, journalists who are we are staying home actually because of them. Okay, because they are working day and night. So I wrote this song to salute them.
Beautiful. Thank you. This is the same motivation that Battery Dance had in creating the mindful movement session.
হ্যালো ডাক্তার, ও পুলিশ ভাই, হ্যালো নার্স কাকা, হ্যালো সৈনিক ভাই, হ্যালো সাংবাদিক, ডেলিভারি ম্যান, হ্যালো ব্যাংকার্স, ঘরে বসে থাকা সবাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই। নিজের জীবন বাজি রেখে এগিয়েছ মানব সেবায়, নিজের জীবন বাজি রেখে এগিয়েছ মানব সেবায়, তোমাদের তুলনা আর কেউ নয়, তোমাদের তুলনা তোমরাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই। তোমাদের দিকে তাকিয়ে আছে বাংলা মায়ের মুখ, তোমাদের সাহসে আশায় বুক বাঁধে 16 কোটি লোক, অসুখে কাতর বিপন্ন মুখ হাসে তোমাদের ভালোবাসায়, তাই মাথা নত করে আমরা সবাই তোমাদের শ্রদ্ধা জানাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই, তোমাদের স্যালুট জানাই। জানি আধার কেটে গেলে আসবে নতুন ভোর, খুলবে সব বন্ধ জানালা, খুলবে সব দোর। জানি আধার কেটে গেলে পৃথিবী উঠবে হেসে, তোমরা সবাই ফিরবে ঘরে ভুবন জয়ী বেশে। স্যালুট।
অসাধারণ,
For Jonathan, the lyric was saying that the lyrics is paying salute to the policeman, doctor, nurses, delivery men who don't care about their lives, for whom we are safe still. It was
It's
it was a
so
summary of
amazing.
the lyrics.
It's so amazing to me, the small world, because as I said before, but maybe I didn't make it clear, when I go to the shop to get my food once a week, who is serving me there? Mohammed from Bangladesh.
Wow.
salute to him.
Say hello to him.
ওকে, আর রাহুল দা, এই যে এই গানটির জন্য, গানটি আমি অসংখ্যবার শুনেছি, এর আগেও তুমি বিভিন্ন লাইভে শেয়ার করেছো এবং হচ্ছে যে তোমার প্রোফাইলেও দেখেছি। তো আমি বলতে চাই যে এই মানুষগুলোর জন্য তুমি স্যালুট জানাচ্ছ, আমরা সবাই স্যালুট জানাই, তোমাকেও স্যালুট এই গানটির জন্য।
Thank you very much.
Salute you also.
Thank you for including me in the conversation, and best
No,
Thank you. Sorry, Jonathan. Pardon us. We sometimes we are talking in our mother tongue.
You
mother
must.
language.
You must. I mean,
So-
I'm the
so-
one.
so-
I'm the one who should apologize for you for not speaking Bengali.
No,
I have shared with
it's
Jonathan
okay.
Hollander. I have
It's
shared.
okay.
So I want
One
to
thing
ask you a
I like to share with you, Jonathan. How long your company, Battery Dance Company, is working? It's
Thank you
30
for
years.
asking. Thank you for asking me. On July 1st, it will be our 45th anniversary. 45.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And I actually like the name very much. Battery,
Thank
it
you.
means the energy, the
It
super
means
similar.
energy. It also means the percussion section in an orchestra.
Yes, yeah. Audition. Yeah.
But we named it because of the area in Lower Manhattan where we're based for the first 8 years. It's called the Battery. So
Okay.
this defended New York.
Okay.
There's a fort there called the Battery, and that's why. So just like your connection to your family is so critical, our connection to where we live and where we work is also critical.
So one thing, Jonathan,
there is an issue.
I want to ask you one more thing. Like here in Bangladesh, as an artist, since the pandemic started, the COVID situation, I was worried for the people and working from home to not serve, to help them in different way, not directly, indirectly. We are trying to help them, and sometimes most of our relief and everything is actually like food and other things which we get for our physical body, but for our mental health we need something. We need some recreation thing and other thing. And most of the people who are stuck now at home, they are listening to music, they are watching dance and movies and those things. Actually arts and artist people actually make them alive all the time. And like your battery dance TV, from here we are also trying to develop some kind of live shows and performances to tell people, help our people, help our poor people, or help our needy people, or who are in a bad situation for this COVID-19. So what do you think? We are working for others, like the artist people. We are working for others to make them happy, to take care about their mental health and recreation.
I agree. Yes.
Entertainment. So for us, what can we do now? Like for us, like me, why I am sharing, like couple of days, 2 or 3 days ago, I was thinking, okay, I'm working from home, but this is the actually time for me to develop something new. So I started a new journey for my artistic work or my artistic vision. I've started, but that kind of thing actually for development or self-development work, so many people are doing. But for like for we need food also, we need money also. So how can we, like in Germany or in USA, maybe your government will help you, but in our situation it's really difficult to get help from government. Yeah, because the situation is not that easy right at this moment. So how?
I hear you. I really understand.
And our assets are limited, Government are not able to provide support to all, including artists.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I had the answer to that, I would be the smartest man in the world. But I do believe that the community must recognize what the artists are doing. You, Rahul, have been serving, and the theater group has been serving, and I hope the community will take care of you, just like in the olden days when the artists would go on foot from town to town to bring theater, to bring music, to bring dance. Then the community would feed them. I mean, that was the old way. We're not living in that way anymore. And also, you cannot go from town to town, but you can go from town to town on the internet. So maybe, you know, a GoFundMe campaign, a social, you know, way of raising small amounts of money from each individual who listens to your music, I'm not sure what would work in Bangladesh, because I feel like so many people are suffering financially. So all I can do is hope that the community will support itself by social distancing and proper protocol, hand washing and masks, because then the COVID will not have the chance to spread as widely, and it will be contained soon. I also pray for the doctors and scientists to come up with a vaccine, because until that happens, I can't imagine how we will have concerts and theater plays in theaters and so forth. I mean, we're thinking about this every day because we have the 39th festival of Battery Dance in August. Normally we have thousands of people coming to the banks of the river watching dance on stage. And this can't happen. I mean, in today's reality, we will not be able to bring thousands of people, even outdoors, into that kind of close proximity. So this is why this family unit of our friends and artists, as you were talking about, we are meeting every day for 1 hour with our team to try to grapple, try to figure out how to handle this challenge. Because yes, we are getting support from our government and from our supporters, but how long will that go on? I mean, that happened for a couple of months, but if this situation continues for another year, I have no idea. We're all going to be in this kind of crisis management situation, personally and as a community. And also, you know, all the progress that Battery Dance has made in those 45 years, from a small dance company performing for a few people in our own community to being part of the world of the arts, 70 countries and more. What happens to that entire trajectory, that path, that journey that we've taken? Right now, it's online. And we are reaching more people online than we could have reached in live performance, but it's not the same, as you know, Rahul. You lack that kind of contact that you
Yes.
keep referring to. I don't know. I can just say my heart goes out to you, and I'm here for you. We've now met each other this way, and let's continue the dialogue.
Great. Great. So this
there
is
is a
actually the
related
time.
issue, Jonathan. There is a related issue, Jonathan. Epics, major disasters, or world wars have left their mark on the world in many ways. What will be the impact of COVID-19 on the current cultural activities of the world? What will be the potentially changed situation, and how can the challenge be tackled?
Well, theaters are closed, dance studios are closed, concert halls are closed, even outdoor performances are only happening in very innovative ways. Like, for example, there is one band that's giving concerts all across the United States. Where are they performing? In drive-in movie theaters. People drive in their car, park, and then listen to the music from the safety of inside their car. I mean, you've got to give them credit. That's a very innovative idea, right? It's safe, and there is some kind of contact, but you know, we all have to think of we have to invent new ways. I know that in South Korea, that there is a musical theater, Phantom of the Opera. It's a very famous musical theater production. They are performing 8 live shows every week. They're spraying the audience with disinfectant. They're tracking everybody's movements. And the backstage, the artists, the wigs and the costumes are all being sprayed with disinfectant. Everybody's wearing a mask until they go on stage. So, you know, in some cases, in one case, I know that they have been able to go forward, but we don't have the means to have that kind of control.
No, what you are telling, Jonathan, these are not examples. This is exception. So
Totally.
this is exception. Like we are also here. We are doing some live performances to get some money for the people, for the artist people who are financially in a position. The artist people cannot spread his hand to another one. Give me some money. I am in a problem.
It's happening in India also. I mean,
Everywhere. So we are trying to do that, and we are happy that Jonathan, people are giving us money to help the artist people,
vulnerable
financial.
people, vulnerable
Yeah,
artist
yeah,
people.
yeah, very much, and but this is another thing. But for us, like what you told about the concert, the audience, they are stuck in their car. So actually, they are performing in front of some cars, not in front of some audience, because you are an artist, so you know that the energy actually when we perform, the energy came from actually from the blood or from the hearts. Okay, all the hearts are beating together, and maybe if there is 1,000 heart beating together, there is vibration going on, and we are also we are also flowing, the vibration flowing inside us, and it's also energized us to do something beyond us or beyond our imagination.
Yes, because the arts are a form of communication. It's a dialogue between the performer and the audience. So I totally agree with you. And every day, my dancers are dancing in their homes and giving classes in their homes in front of a camera, in front of a screen. So even then, they're teaching, but they don't know if their students are with them and how their students are responding.
This is so crucial,
Mr.
actually.
Jonathan.
And one thing, Jonathan, I like to address that you told that for the society they have some duties to take care about the artist. I am 100% agree with you, because we hope that the um, situation will change very soon. But after that, if the whole world, if we want to rebuild our society, rebuild our everything, we need actually the artist people. Without those artists, we cannot rebuild our nation, our culture, our society, I don't know, maybe
I totally
economy and
agree.
everything.
Yeah, because we're human beings. We are not robots. So we need the spiritual enlightenment and that vibration you were discussing of the 1,000 heartbeats. Without that, our lives are very dull, dry. They have no juice. They have no blood. So, I agree with you. The arts are critical to human life. And to children, the development of children. They talked earlier about autistic children.
Okay, I want to interrupt you. We have a organization here named Corona Squad One, and here's a squad member, Mr. Konok Hassan, with you. We want to
Introduce him.
Hello, Konok.
Hi, Karnak.
Hi, Dada. How are you?
He is an active volunteer of our organization.
At first, I'd like to thank my honorable brother for giving me an opportunity to say something to this topic. And I would like to introduce myself. I'm Konok. I'm from Bangladesh. My father is an old man. My mother is a housewife. I would like to say something about my likes and dislikes. I like honesty, sincerity, punctuality, and I dislike dishonesty, corruption, telling lies, seriously. My favorite color is black. My favorite game is cricket. In addition, I'm interested in reading book, listening music.
Okay, Kanok, what about your experience with Corona Sport 1 and how you were working? Please share with our guests.
Well, first of all, we start our work by self-finance. Day by day, increase our member Corona squad, and we are starting our work. Most of the people and most of the elder brother always help us, our team, so that we can spare our help for poor people. Actually, we want to beside poor people. I think every rich man from our society should beside poor people, so that the condition of our country is very critical for COVID-19. I want to ask Jonathan Hollander. There are several times come our country. What's the difference between Bangladeshi culture and American culture?
That's a nice question for you, Jonathan.
That's such a difficult topic for me to say, in the sense that I think on one very fundamental level, all of us human beings on the face of the earth are very similar. We need love, we need knowledge, we need nourishment, we need shelter. There's a lot of similarities, and I think that having the privilege to travel and experience another culture, to go to Bangladesh, to go to different countries, this shows us that we have more in common than we thought. So I think travel, if you have the opportunity, or if not, meeting people in your own country who come from other places, this is the way to bring the fabric of humanity together. So when you ask me what's the difference between Bangladeshi culture and in American culture, I'm more involved or thinking about how similar we are. We love music, we love dance, we love social interaction, we love to have a good meal together with our friends. These are all very universal qualities. The language is different, and Bangladeshis have a special love for music. I know that, for singing, for literature. I think every country has different specialties in food, in taste, in everything, but fundamentally we're all the same. So if I sat down, I have never met any of you in person, but I feel very comfortable talking to you and sharing very personal things with you, because we're all focused on this issue right now of COVID. I like this initiative of a theater group facing COVID in Bangladesh. This is a reason why I wanted to join this conversation, is to support you in this COVID warrior activity that you're doing. I assume you're making food packets for people who are starving, and bringing education and ideas about public health. These are critical things, and so I support you 100%.
Okay.
Thank you. Konok, have you any question?
Yeah, I have one question from Jonathan Hollander.
No, I think you have to ask our Rahul Ananda.
No. It's okay. Konok, you can ask Jonathan one more question.
Okay.
For your question, I can answer one thing. We have only one difference between us, Jonathan, and us, or USA and Bangladesh. The difference is the time. Like, Jonathan, what time is it now in your country?
Yeah, it's a 10-hour difference. So you're 10 hours ahead of us.
No. What time is it now?
I know. It's like 12:40 in the afternoon.
So the thing is, Konok, ওর এখানে এখন দুপুর দুপুর 12টা বাজে আর আমাদের এখানে রাত so only for me this is the difference actually other than
Yes.
we are same other than whenever we get hurt ourselves we cries we or whenever we get love we feel love inside of us the same thing and when if I cut myself the blood is red for Jonathan I'm
It is
sure
red also.
it's the same
It is red
the same
also.
thing okay and for
There is
me
no
and
difference
for you
between us.
we are same
Demonstrate it right now.
Okay, Kanok, that was a nice questions from you.
Konok, ask your question to Jonathan. Jonathan will answer you.
Mr. Jonathan, describe a memorable moment when you come Bangladesh. I know you have come several times in Bangladesh. Please describe a memorable moment in Bangladesh.
I can describe the fact that when I came to Bangladesh with my dance company, we decided that we would do this music and dance production with Swapnil Shojib. But I frankly had no idea how his singing and my dancers would come together. But what happened was a friend of Swapnil is Polak. And Polak came and he said, I have an idea. You're a foreign dance company. You're on the stage. This man walks into the theater while you're rehearsing. He sees you rehearsing this foreign dance company and he goes into a fantasy world. And in that fantasy world, he's singing and he's surrounded by your dancers. And then he wakes up because the security guard taps him on the shoulder and said, what are you doing here? You have to leave. So in this short story that Polak contributed, this is what made the success of this piece that has been seen by almost 100,000 people. So Bangladeshi that I never met before gave me the story that made my work possible. I love that.
Yeah. What are the best specialty of your team? I know Jonathan Holder.
I think the best speciality about Battery Dance is the fact that we have people of all races, religions, cultures, backgrounds, ages, and we're a team.
Yeah.
So we are a snapshot of inclusion, a snapshot of human understanding, and the ability to have harmony among people from different places with different backgrounds.
How long have you been related your work?
45 years.
I actually was a musician before I became a dancer. I studied piano, classical piano, from the age of 5 for 13 years. And I also was interested in visual arts, painting, sculpture, and theater. I was on stage speaking lines in theatrical productions. I did all of those things before I became a dancer. So when I became a dancer, I could bring theater, music, and visual arts into my work.
Yeah, many thanks.
Okay, Jonathan, there is
Mr.
a curiosity
Jonathan.
from me. Jonathan, there is a curiosity from me. Why did you become a dancer instead of actor, instead of singer, instead of painter? What is your inspiration?
I think it's from fate. Fate decided, Jonathan Hollander, you are a dancer. And once I made this decision, oh, I know one thing to share with you, because Rahul will understand this. If you are a musician, you have to spend hours and hours and hours by yourself. You have to practice by yourself before you can play with other people. And I couldn't stand to sit at the piano bench for hours. I couldn't do it. I needed to get up and move. So when I found dance and I realized I love to practice dance because I practice dance with other people. And yes, I have to improve myself, but it's a group activity. And so that was the difference. I couldn't be a pianist. It was too hard to spend all those hours alone.
So, Jonathan, I like to tell you that we have so many similarities actually, because my background is fine arts. My background is theater. Um, and after that, after I finished my master degree from fine arts, I become a musician suddenly actually, because I have done so many musical pieces for theater actually. And afterward, actually, I been to a musical scenario, and people actually recognize me as a musician. So, like you are dancer. So it actually we can.
Dada.
Yes, please.
We are same. I and Herock have completed our post-graduation from performing arts.
Yes, I
I
know that.
completed from the University of Jahangirnagar, and Herock
Yes.
completed his post-graduation from Rajshahi. So we
Yes,
four
I
are
know.
same.
But still, Herock is doing the thing what he have learned from his institution.
He's teaching in the university,
University.
Jatiya Kabi
University.
Kazi Nazrul Islam University. He's playing his role as a lecturer.
So why I arise this thing, because Jonathan, in my early days, people always from my family to my teacher, everybody told that do one thing, don't do so many things at a time. So now I found another person who actually like me, who has done so many things at a time, and now he's actually running a dance company. So you actually, for me, it's nice to meet you, and it's a huge hope for me in front of
Thank
me.
you. I'm
Jonathan
very, very
Hollander.
happy also, because I think once we find our discipline, music for you, dance for me, we realize it's not a limitation. It can include everything that we love.
Yes.
Into dance comes music, comes visual arts, comes theater.
Yes.
For me.
Yeah. Same for me actually. I am doing music, but actually I am mixing all those things what I have learned from my institution, because I realized that all the art forms actually they are mixed to each other and develop the new things.
I agree. The only thing that isn't coming in here is money.
Yes. Yes.
We made a decision. We were not going to focus our lives on acquiring material things. We made a decision that we wanted to acquire knowledge and beauty and the quality that the arts represents. So that's our
Great to meet you, Jonathan.
You too. Thank you. I must go now, but it's been a pleasure to be part of this conversation. I'm so happy that we went over and got to know each other better.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hello, Herock, Sumon. So shall we? Okay. Jonathan নেই, Jonathan বিদায় নিল মাত্র। Herock, Sumon, হোস্টদের মধ্যে কেউ নেই, কি আর করা, আমি একটা গান করি, আপনারা আমাদের গানটা শুনতে শুনতে আমিও বিদায় নেই। যারা আমাদের সঙ্গে ছিলেন এতক্ষণ সবাইকে কৃতজ্ঞতা, ভালোবাসা। নিজের যত্ন নেবেন, আশপাশের যত্ন নেবেন, ভালো থাকবেন সবাই। তুমি ভাবতে শেখো, জানো তুমি নিজেকে জানো, বলেছেন জ্ঞানী গুণী। মহামারীর এই নিদান কালে অনাহারি মুখ উমরে কাজে জানি আমরা জানি বাতাসে কান পাত শোনো চিৎকার হাহাকার অনাহারি ওই মানুষগুলো তোমার আমার সব্বার তারা মানুষ এই বাংলার তারা মানুষ তোমার আমার সব্বার বেঁচে যাও যদি অসুখ পালায় দূরে ফিরে যাও চিরচেনা ওই সুখে বলতে কি পারবে তখন বিশ্বাস রেখে বুকে বলতে কি পারবে তখন বিশ্বাস রেখে বুকে বিপদে দুটো দানা দিয়েছ অনাহারির মুখে বিপদে দুটো দানা দিয়েছ অনাহারির মুখে এসো বাঁচতে শিখি মনের ডানায় ভীষণ শক্তি স্বপ্ন হলেও এটাই সত্যি স্বপ্নমুখী স্বপ্নরে স্বপ্ন বাঁচে জানি আমরা জানি তুমি ভাবতে শেখো জানো তুমি নিজেকে জানো শোনো চিৎকার হাহাকার চিৎকার হাহাকার অনাহারি ওই মানুষগুলো তোমার আমার সব্বার তারা মানুষ এই বাংলার তারা মানুষ তোমার আমার সব্বার হীরক এবং সুমন একটু আগে তোমরা ডিসকানেক্ট হয়ে গেছিলে ভাই আমি বিদায় নিয়ে নিয়েছি দর্শকদের কাছ থেকে
আমি সেটা শুনতে পেয়েছি যে আপনি বিদায় নিয়েছেন এর মধ্যে জনাথনও চলে গিয়েছে দর্শক জনাথন চলে গেছে তাকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ আমাদের সাথে অনেকক্ষণ সময় দিয়ে গেলেন